Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program, Capital Beat. Not all is well in the ruling Mahayuti alliance in Maharashtra because Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has raised eyebrows over the alleged irregularities in the purchase of minimum support price based agricultural produce in the state during Shinde's reign as the CM. Now, the state government's order, which is, I think, dated 17th of February, has raised questions on the appointment of the nodal agencies, uh, which proposed to the National Agricultural Cooperative Federation of India, that is NAFED, in the Shinde government under under former Minister Abdul Sattar, because he was the marketing minister. And due to this, the state government now will establish a new policy on the appointment of nodal agencies, the formulated strategy, and the selection of agencies for procurement. So basically, what Fadnavis has done is to tighten the screws of Shinde, or in other words, if you could say that Shinde is trying to Fadnavis is trying to pressurize Shinde. But how does one see this battle politically? Now, has the rift within the Mahayuti alliance widened? Can Shinde be forced to quit Mahayuti alliance? Is that a possibility? We'll try and explore all of this. Joining me now is Vivek Deshpande, veteran journalist and political commentator, joining us from Nagpur. Sharad Gupta joins us, veteran journalist and political commentator. Thank you, both of you, for joining this evening. And I'll begin with Vivek Deshpande. You've written a story also in Money Control I was reading. What is this rift all about in the Mahayuti alliance? Or is it a larger political posturing, or maybe a larger game which Devendra Fadnavis is trying to play with Shinde? Yes,
Yeah,
Vivek.
Nilu, actually, this is just, yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, yes. Go ahead, please.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Nilu, it looks like a replay of, yeah. So it looks like a replay of what happened in 2019 when Shiv Sena was united, and there was a rift between the BJP and the Shiv Sena led by Uddhav Thackeray, which was primarily due to the fact that Uddhav Thackeray was demanding 2.5 years of chief ministry for Shiv Sena, which the BJP denied, refused to give them that, and that led to the two parting ways. And then there was this 72-hour government with NCP, Ajit Pawar, and Devendra Fadnavis taking oath early in the morning. And after that whole drama petered out, Shiv Sena, along with NCP and Congress, they formed a Mahavikas Aghadi government, which ran for about 2.5 years. So to break that government, to end the reign of that government, the BJP engineered a split, and Shiv Sena was bifurcated into two. One of the factions was led by Eknath Shinde. Now that came along with Fadnavis, and subsequently, after some time, even Ajit Pawar split NCP and came with joined the government with along with BJP and Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde. So this government was never this alliance was never organic in the first place. It was it was basic. They had come together not because they had anything in common, but because they wanted to share in the power. This arrangement went on for 2.5 years, and we know what all happened during that time. Uh, the manner in which Devendra Fadnavis was humiliated by the top BJP leadership at that time, when he was initially tipped to be the chief minister of the new dispensation, but subsequently, within a few days, he was told that Eknath Shinde would be the chief minister and he would have to uh, uh, be deputy chief minister. So Devendra Fadnavis felt very humiliated, but then he kept quiet and he waited for his chance to come back. And for 2.5 years, he kept crafting his politics very well. And I think there was some discord between some of the leaders of the BJP at the top and Devendra Fadnavis, although some other leaders actually favored him. So it is generally believed that Modi was supporting Devendra Fadnavis and Amit Shah didn't want him to be there. So this internal dynamics of BJP kept on playing for all these 2.5 years. And when the BJP got a good majority, I mean, a good number of seats, 132, and almost went on to win the election on its own, just about 10 or 12 seats less than the majority that is required. At that time, Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar, they also came out flying colors, winning lot many seats. So it took a lot of time for this government to take shape. The the question of chief ministership itself was debated for quite some time before the BJP leadership finally decided to put Devendra Fadnavis in the saddle. But apparently, Eknath Shinde did not like that. He did not want to be the deputy chief minister. He wanted chief ministership, and he kept on sulking, and he has been sulking to the date. Initially, there was some dispute about the portfolios, and then subsequently he got some of the portfolios of his liking. But then he kept on missing the cabinet meetings. He conducted separate meetings of bureaucrats. He also opened a separate relief sale in his party. There were so many things that he did which clearly indicated that he was not very happy. He was not on board with the Devendra Fadnavis government, to say the least. So this went on for this has been going on for last 5-6 months, and now I think Devendra Fadnavis decided that enough, and he's not going to entertain Eknath Shinde's eccentricities anymore. And that's why some of the schemes that Eknath Shinde had started during his tenure are now under scrutiny. There was some housing scheme in Jalna which he had initiated, and the Uddhav Thackeray government had dropped. And subsequently, Eknath Shinde again restarted that scheme when he became chief minister. So that Jalna housing scheme is also under probe. And now this big thing has come out. This
No,
probe
but
into
Vivek,
the
this is our
procurement of farm
point.
produce.
But is it true, Vivek? Is it true that the Shinde MLAs now are scared after this inquiry has been initiated and a new panel has been formed? Are they scared now that they will all be victimized? There will be cases of corruption slapped against them, and in a way, Shinde's Shiv Sena will almost be done and dusted. Could that be a possibility?
Okay, so no, I see. I don't think this inquiry will go to any logical end, because this is just posturing. This is just threatening by the chief minister. Just a threat put out to Eknath Shinde to fall in line. That's all. I don't think they are going, because if at all this inquiry goes ahead and some corruption is found to be there, then I think it will reflect also on the BJP, because in any case, Devendra Fadnavis was the deputy chief minister and he was overseeing many things. He knew a lot of things were happening when Eknath Shinde was chief minister. It's not that it was all happening behind his back. So in a way, BJP was also responsible for it. So they will not take it to logical end. This is just a one-upmanship between Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis. The question, the most interesting question that arises out of this one-upmanship, Nelu, is what gives Eknath Shinde the strength that with which he is putting up. I mean, he knows that he is inconsequential. He is not going to make any difference if he parts ways with the government, if he parts ways with the alliance. The alliance, the government will still stand, because Ajit Pawar has made peace with the BJP. Ajit Pawar has accepted the tying up of his destiny with the BJP. So Ajit Pawar and BJP can still run the government without Eknath Shinde. And Shinde knows it very well. Despite that, he is in a rebellious mood, which raises the question, where does he draw his strength from? And that is where I think the internal BJP politics comes into play. I have a suspicion, I have a very strong feeling that definitely there is someone at the top in the BJP who is helping Eknath Shinde put up against Devendra Fadnavis, because Devendra Fadnavis, as we know, is a very ambitious leader. He is also seen by the RSS as a future leader of the BJP. And many people in the RSS circles are already talking of him as the future prime minister. I'm 2029, because he's young, very dynamic, very suave, urbane, is very presentable. So the RSS and the manner in which RSS and Devendra Fadnavis came together during the Maharashtra elections, the proximity, the closeness between RSS and Fadnavis is very is there for everyone to see, and that is something which worries some of the people at the top in the BJP. Possibly Amit Shah, who has not taken a great liking for Fadnavis at any point of time in the past. So this internal dynamics possibly gives Eknath Shinde the power that he is trying to show now, and he's putting up this resistance against against Devendra Fadnavis. But Devendra Fadnavis, on his side, is also determined not to allow Eknath Shinde to get one up on him, and that is where the situation now is. And they both will continue to flex their muscles. It's very difficult to guess where this is going to head. I mean, this is clearly going into an uncharted territory, but definitely these inquiries are not going to indict anyone. This is just a threat that is being put out by Devendra Fadnavis. And I think the larger story in this whole development is the internal power dynamics in the BJP, which Shinde is taking advantage of. That's what I feel is the crux of the matter, Neelu.
Right. Okay. Sharaji, if I may come to you now, I mean, do you see this as undoing of the Mahayuti alliance? Because now BJP already has a good majority. They have a bankable ally in NCP. Do you think that this is some kind of an undoing as well of the Mahayuti alliance, or the undoing of Eknath Shinde in a way?
When Eknath Shinde tied up with BJP, at that time only, it was very clear that this alliance is not going to last long. But couple of developments have taken place during a month, past 1 month, which, if my recount, so they have a bearing on whatever is happening today. First of all, recently, Sharad Pawar shared a stage with Prime Minister Modi, and they shared such a good camaraderie. Modi pouring water for Sharad Pawar and everybody clapping for the gesture and all that. Secondly, Uddhav Thackeray has also sent feelers to join hands with BJP. So in that case, these two developments themselves make Eknath Shinde redundant in NDA.
Right.
Third thing is that, according to my knowledge, Mr. Shinde had come, either he himself or his son met the Prime Minister about a month back, and he was offered a berth in the Union Cabinet. He leave Maharashtra, come to center, which Mr. Shinde has yet not accepted. So whatever developments you are just describing, so they are maybe a pressure tactics to exit from the state politics and come to the center if he wants to remain in India. Otherwise, he has every opportunity to leave India and do whatever he feels like. Take it or leave it. That is BJP's attitude. This is our offer. This is the best offer we can give. And if you want to take, because Uddhav Thackeray is there to come with us,
Right.
even Sharad Pawar.
Sharaji, you gave an important piece of news when you said that now Sharad Pawar also wants to join the NDA, and Uddhav was also equally keen, and maybe he might be adjusted, and that obviously will make Eknath Shinde redundant. But what about the possibility of Sharad Pawar? Can he really join NDA? Can he really join BJP? There are speculations all around, but no one knows as to whether Sharad Pawar will actually do it. And also, for that matter, even Uddhav Thackeray, though they have given several indications, but will they actually do it?
And listen, there is one issue in the whole equation. In case Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray want to join the NDA, if they want, so that will leave Congress the only opposition party in the state. BJP will not want to do that. BJP will not want Congress to occupy the entire opposition space. So they'll keep the bonhomie intact with both Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray, but I don't think that they are going to accommodate them in the NDA. In any case, Sharad Pawar doesn't have the ideological leanings, or he doesn't share any kind of ideological uh, leaning with the BJP. But and in any case, Ajit Pawar has a bigger chunk of MPs and MLAs, and he is already with the BJP. So they don't need either Uddhav Thackeray or Sharad Pawar, but they are keeping these two hearts warm just to keep both Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar in check. See, there is an alternative here. So you don't demand more than what you deserve. In case you demand, so there's an alternative we have.
Right. But Vivek, as you pointed out, that there would be no logical conclusion to this investigation or inquiry. Now, since they've formed a panel, uh, to what extent or to what scale will Devendra Fadnavis escalate this? Because at the end of the day, questions will be asked of Devendra Fadnavis as well. That when Shinde was the chief minister, what was he doing? Why wasn't BJP government able to oversee? If there was such a kind of, of an irregularity, if your own BJP minister or rather NDA minister, chief minister was doing it, what were the BJP guys doing? Yes, sir. Vivek, you'll have to unmute yourself. You're muted. Yes.
Yeah, 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 Nilu, I said it in the first round that it will also reflect very badly on the BJP because Devendra Fadnavis was the deputy chief minister, and we know, and everybody has seen how Devendra Fadnavis used to pull the right strings even when Eknath Shinde was the chief minister. It was subsequently that Eknath Shinde gathered his wits, and then he really became very powerful towards the end of the tenure of last government. But initially, it was all Devendra Fadnavis who was running the government virtually, and everybody could see that. And now, whatever Uddhav Thackeray is doing is just is trying to get close to Devendra Fadnavis. So that Devendra Fadnavis punishes Eknath Shinde. I mean, he's very happy to see the rift between Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis. So Uddhav Thackeray just wants to exploit that. That is why they also wrote an editorial in Samna calling Devendra Fadnavis very fondly as Deva Bhau. So that's a very fond expression for Devendra Fadnavis, which Samna editorial had referred to about a month or two back. So and even even Supriya Sule, for that matter, had praised Devendra Fadnavis for initiating development projects in Gadchiroli when NCP has nothing to do with that subject. So they are both trying to get close to the Devendra Fadnavis with the intention of marginalizing perhaps Eknath Shinde. But subsequently, Shinde and Sharad Pawar, as we know, Sharad Pawar can change tack anytime. So he did that, and he honored Eknath Shinde at Delhi with some award where he praised him. So
Yes.
that is another factor which is always there into play in Maharashtra, which is the Maratha factor. The Maratha reservation agitation which has been going on in Maharashtra for the last 5 6 years, it was very intense during last government's time, and it is generally believed that Jarange Patil was cut up mainly with Devendra Fadnavis, also because of the caste factor. Devendra Fadnavis being a Brahmin, and he was very severe on Devendra Fadnavis, and he was very sparing as far as Eknath Shinde is concerned, giving rise to suspicion that Jarange Patil was Eknath Shinde's man. And even Sharad Pawar was behind that Maratha agitation. That is the perception that many people had got. Now, when Eknath Shinde and Sharad Pawar get together, the Maratha factor becomes very powerful, and that is also something which Eknath Shinde is trying to leverage now. Should Devendra Fadnavis go an extra mile to corner him in future, maybe the Maratha reservation agitation and the Maratha factor will again come into play in Maharashtra. So Eknath Shinde possibly has a support from a section of the BJP at the top, and also this Maratha factor, which he can exploit at any point of time in future should Devendra Fadnavis try to corner him. So I think these are the two things which Eknath Shinde is drawing his strength from. Otherwise, when he knows that he is not going to make any difference to Devendra Fadnavis government, which has enough numbers to carry on for all the 5 years, particularly with Ajit Pawar mending fences with the BJP, then Eknath Shinde would be opposing the BJP at his own peril, and he might face the same situation which other parties have faced in the past, not only in Maharashtra, elsewhere in the country also. If he goes ahead with this kind of protest, he is going ahead because he has some support from within the BJP at the center. That is what my perception is. So, very, very interesting situation in Maharashtra. Where is this politics headed? Nobody knows. So, we will have to just wait and see, Nilu.
Right. So a lot of possibilities now, and the possibilities which Charaji also pointed at. What do you think could happen in the coming 2 3 months? And maybe now this panel has been formed, and which is obviously going to reorganize everything and reorganize those administrative decisions which Eknath Shinde had taken. What is it going to result into? Because it will result into a lot of embarrassment for Shinde, and how will it really manifest as far as the relationship of Shinde with Modi, Shah is concerned? With Devendra Fadnavis, of course, it's all is not well between the two of them. It's almost like daggers drawn. But how is it going to unfold? Will we see Shinde now coming to Delhi and speaking to Modi and Shah about it? And if at all this inquiry business is happening, and I'm sure it's happening with the agreement of the central leadership. So what can be the political fallout now? Shariji, can you hear me? Yes.
Okay, you're asking me.
Yes, sir.
Of course, this reminds me of 2003. If you remember, in UP, BSP and BJP were running a coalition government, and BJP had registered a case in Taj corridor case against Mayawati, and Mayawati had to pull out. So similarly, means how can two coalition partners register a case against each other, or one partner register a case against the other and still be in the government? So Mayawati had to pull out and resign from chief ministership. She even recommended dissolution of the assembly. The same thing is playing out here. Just to get rid of Mr. Eknath Shinde, there's no other reason for Mr. Fadnavis to have registered a case against or inquiry against Mr. Shinde other than getting rid of him. And he cannot do this without explicit uh, permission from the central leadership. So whatever he is doing has consent of both Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah. So it cannot be anything other than that. Other than that. So maybe they feel that they're in scheme of things. Either Mr. Eknath Shinde has outliven his utility, or they don't need him anymore, or maybe they want to replace him with Sharad Pawar or Uddhav Thackeray. So whatever the dynamics that is playing out, but we don't know what is the internal politics. But this is for sure that they want to get rid of Mr. Eknath Shinde, at least from state politics. If he agrees to come to center, as I am told, so then he can remain.
Right. But Vivek, do you think that he would agree to come at the center and, I mean, join as a cabinet minister or something? Will he agree to do that, or will it be too much of a demotion for him in a way? I mean, a chief minister though it has happened with Shivraj also. Shivraj was a chief minister and now he's been rehabilitated at the center. But how will it manifest for Shinde, supposing he's asked to join the center?
No, I don't think Shinde would be interested in joining at the center, because basically, as a Maharashtra-based politician, he has done his entire politics in Maharashtra, and he has risen from the scratch and built his empire, so to speak, in Maharashtra over the last so many years. Now, to leave that and go to center as a minister is something which he would certainly not fancy. That is my guess. And if this offer has been made, he seems to have rejected it already, and I don't think he will reconsider it and go to center. I think he has decided to put his foot down and battle it out with Devendra Fadnavis in Maharashtra, and this is uh, turning out to be a replay of what happened between Fadnavis and Uddhav Thackeray. And there was one Shiv Sena at that time. Now there is another Shiv Sena, which is now legally the real Shiv Sena, led by Eknath Shinde. And there is also this battle for Hindutva space. I have mentioned in my article, the BJP would never like to share the Hindutva space with any other party. That is the reason why they tried to marginalize the Shiv Sena initially in 2019. And also, that is the reason why they did the severest of their campaigns against Aam Aadmi Party, which had created such a huge overlap with the Hindutva voters in Delhi. So the BJP would never entertain any party which shares the Hindutva space with it. They would allow a non-BJP guy to remain the chief minister in an alliance, like in in Bihar, where Nitish Kumar remained the chief minister for 5 years. They did not have any problem with that, but they refused to share the chief minister's post with a party with which it was in alliance for 25 years, like Shiv Sena in Maharashtra, not even for 2.5 years, forget about 5 years. So the BJP doesn't want to share the Hindutva space with anyone. They would not share it with Eknath Shinde. But as I said, this battle seems to me to be more between Devendra Fadnavis and Eknath Shinde, the two individuals, rather than this being a battle between the entire BJP on one side and Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena on the other. This is a war of wits between Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis, and I don't think the BJP's entire top leadership is on the side of Devendra Fadnavis with this. Some of them are definitely using Eknath Shinde as some kind of a tool to keep Devendra Fadnavis at bay, and the RSS's plan to push him to the top ahead of the 2029 election, because he uh, is supposed to be the most competent competitor in the BJP's top ranks now. So that is one of the reasons why that some of the people in the top leadership of BJP may be using Eknath Shinde against Devendra Fadnavis. But Devendra Fadnavis on his part, and the RSS also, they are very determined not to allow Eknath Shinde any space and any advantage in this battle. Nilu.
Right, but there could be a general fallout on the other allies within the NDA. Sharaji, towards the end, and that's going to be my last question to you. That would this kind of a rift have an impact in other states, in the NDA ruled states, and also at the center? What kind of a message is it going to send to Nitish Kumar, or for that matter, Chandrababu Naidu, when they know that this is the BJP tactics and this is how they function?
In the recent Delhi Chief Minister's swearing-in function, if you remember, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu bowed before Mr. Narendra Modi, and he just looked through him and then passed without even acknowledging his greetings. So things have been going on in so any party, any coalition, in fact, does the coalition politics as on the need basis. So I feel BJP is feeling more confident now than May or June last year when it formed the government, and now it doesn't require too many allies, and or it doesn't want to depend too much on the allies, and that's why it's giving slightly cold shoulder to allies like Eknath Shinde or Chandrababu Naidu. And Mr. Nitish Kumar should get a message, especially in the light of impending Bihar Vidhan Sabha elections due in next 6 months.
Interesting developments there in Maharashtra, and we'll have to wait and watch. And all eyes would be on the next move of Devendra Fadnavis and also how Eknath Shinde is going to respond. Thank you so much, Sharaji, Vivek Deshpande, for joining on this program. Thank you.